This video will add to the knowledge you just gained about stereotypes and talk about prejudice. A definition of prejudice is on the screen. Take a second to write it down in your notes and pause the video if you need more time. So, as we learned in the last video, stereotypes are preconceived notions about a group of people that are based in cultural teachings we learn via interactions with our families, friends, and other cultural groups. Stereotypes simply refer to the cultural frames we use to understand what's happening in a scenario or how we should interact with the people we are with. You have stereotypes without having negative or positive feelings about the stereotype group. Once your stereotype leads you to have a negative feeling or negative feelings about that group, your stereotype has progressed into a prejudice. Prejudices are dangerous in public speaking situations because outwardly displaying them can negatively affect your ethos. Your ethos is your credibility as a speaker. You can make sure your speech doesn't display any prejudices by critically analyzing your message after you finish your speech. As you practice and perfect your delivery, you'll want to examine the words you are choosing. Do they communicate any negative attitudes you might have about a group of people? If they do, you'll want to find a way to communicate your message without displaying those prejudices. You may find it helpful to include notes on your note cards that remind you not to say specific words. In other words, if there were things you were saying that you thought communicated one of your prejudices to your audience, you could remind yourself not to say those things or use any offending nonverbals. It's also important to consider the root of your prejudices and seek out more information about the groups of people you might have negative feelings about. Getting to know more about those people might help you break some of the prejudices you have. Then, you are using your knowledge of a group of people to overcome some of the negative feelings you have about them, rather than simply trying to hide those negative feelings from the people in your audience. In the end, prejudice can be very damaging to your ethos as a public speaker. Working to exclude prejudicial language from your speeches and working to overcome some of those prejudices by learning more about the group you have negative feelings about can help you become a more effective communicator.